I've never sat down to see how much I actually need in an emergency fund. My goal by the end of 2024 is $5,000, but I don't know if that's even going to be enough. Hi everybody, thanks for clicking on this video. Today I am going to look over my emergency fund. So I have never before sat down and done an emergency fund plan. I do have an emergency fund account at the bank that I contribute to every time I get paid, but I've never sat down to see how much I actually need in an emergency fund. My goal by the end of 2024 is $5,000, but I don't know if that's even going to be enough. So I'm going to sit down and do a plan today. I have not done anything towards this at all, so this is completely going to be me sitting down. I just figured I would film it to show you the process or what my steps will be to figuring out what I need for either a 1 month, 3 month, 6 month emergency fund. I'm of course going to start with just one. Let's see if we have enough to cover just one. So the first thing that I am going to do is take a look at how much I make in an average month. So as of now, we're going to say that the paychecks will be, let's go down to $1,400. So $1,400 every pay period. Let's see. That would make the monthly budget. Let's say monthly income would be about $2,800. So yes, we have enough in the bank. We have about $3,000 in the emergency fund right now. So we have enough to cover what my income would be for that month. So let's see our expenses. I already have my cheat sheet. I use this every month. My expenses amount to $1,800, it says here. So that difference is $1,000. So let's see, 1,800 times 3. So for 3 months, we would need $5,400. So $5,000 would be a good starting goal to have by the end of this year. I wish I could do it sooner, but we're not going to get there probably. So for 6 months, we would need $10,800. So let's see. I am sure there are people that have that much already in the bank account, but on my income, that's a little bit tough. So let's see what we can narrow down for our fixed expenses to see if we can make things a little bit more affordable. Because if there is ever an emergency, of course, I'm not going to be spending money like I do now. So let's see what we can narrow down. So we're going to start with the fixed expenses. Now this would be just what we'd be spending in emergency situations. Let's say I lost my job or something went wrong with my health, what my plan would be going forward. So I would need to keep my car note going. So I would probably keep the automatic savings in there, which I don't have included in my fixed expenses. So let's see if we add that in. I probably would have to stop the savings for my daughter and the emergency savings because we're actually going to be using it. So we would just add that car note into it. So 25 every pay period times 2 is $50 a month times 3 months would be $150 there. And then for 6 months, it would be $300. Let's see. So that would bring us to here $5,550. And here it would bring us to $11,100. So, yeah. So that's even more. But that's okay. We would still need to pay the car note. That's not something that I would be able to get rid of. So groceries, if anything, I feel like groceries would go up if we were home more. So instead of $400 a month, I'm going to say it's going to go up to 5. So what the actual expenses would be would probably vary from what they are now. So we would say groceries is going to go up by $500 just in case, because we're home more. And then we can adjust that with what we're using for our variable funds. So the mortgage would stay the same. The mortgage would still be $860. Amazon and Netflix, I would probably keep those because they're so low. Yeah, we'd probably keep those because they are so low. And plus, for Netflix, that would be our only entertainment. I would definitely reduce the entertainment in our variable funds. So we're going to leave those there. Okay, utilities, that might go up a little bit now. So for utilities, we are putting, it looks like $200 there. Oh, I have a note there. We're putting $200 now. Let's say $250. So that would go up if we're home more. Phone would stay the same. We do have the minimum plans right now, so phone would stay the same. Student loan, that would go down. It looks like right now we're paying $34. The minimum is only $26, so we're gonna say $27. We would definitely go down to paying the minimum. Let's see what else. Car insurance is $118. Car insurance, I'm gonna have to look into, because right now I have full coverage, and honestly, if there was an emergency, I would probably go down to just, I don't remember what it's called at the moment, but I would go down to just basic liability. So we're going to say, I'm gonna check into this and report back to you guys. But I'm going to say liability would probably be on the safe side. We're just going to say $100. Not sure, but let's, for these purposes, we're going to say $100. Internet, we already have the slowest speed available. So it's 55. Discover, I don't keep a running balance on it unless I know I can pay it off. So we're going to say Discover is going to be at 0. Because we try to keep that at 0 now. And extra debt we would get rid of. We would not be paying any money for extra debt because we need that extra money. So let's see what this adds up to be. $1,868. So it adds up to still be more than what they are now. And that's just because I'm estimating more for utilities and more for grocery. So it'd be $1,868 a month for expenses, emergency expenses. And then plus we have to add the $50 a month for our car note. And if you want to see why that's only $50, make sure you just watch that car note video. It'll explain to you why I only have to put $50 towards it every month. Okay, so that brings us to $1,918. So that's another good reason why I use my tax refund income to supplement my income throughout the year. Because of situations like this, I would still have, actually, I would probably not even contribute this $50 because I would just use what's left in my car note. I wouldn't contribute more to it. I would just use it up because hopefully the emergency fund would just be temporary. So I should have money left towards that note. So I'm actually going to take that off because I would just use the money that's in the bank account until it's gone and not contribute more. And then we would figure out the rest later. So let's just say $1,868 a month. Now for variable expenses, this is what's going to change the most. So I'd say for personal, we would take that down to $30. Personal, I just use that for anything that I want for myself or for my daughter that she needs throughout the 2-week pay period. So we're going by month though. For the month, instead of it being $100, it's gonna be $60. And this usually is just for wants. Sometimes it's for needs, like if she needs a belt right now, so that's what I would use it for, or skincare products. So mostly this I use for wants, things that I don't really need. Home, I would have to say we'd probably have to go up in home. Home is for household products that we need, so cleaning products, toilet paper, trash bags. Home would actually probably go up. So instead of $40 a week would be $80. I'm gonna move that up to $50. I mean $40 per pay. $40 per pay period would be $80. So I would bump that up to $50 per pay period and make that $100 a month. Gas, actually, I would purposely use less in gas. It takes $60 to fill up my tank right now. So for gas, I would say instead of $50 per pay period, which would be $100 a month, I would say $40 per pay period, which would be $80 a month. Entertainment, definitely going down to zero. Won't be doing anything for entertainment. Dining out, same there. That's gonna go to zero. If it's an emergency, nope, I'm not eating out. Miscellaneous, I'm gonna leave miscellaneous the same. So $30 per pay period, we would move that up to, it would still be $60 a month. Keep that the same for anything that might pop up. So 60 plus 100 plus 80 plus 60. That would bring it to $300. So right now, it's $275 per pay period. A month is $550, so that would go down to $300. So per month. So let's add that together. So we're gonna add the $1868 for fixed to the $300 for variable, and then sinking fund and always fund. That one's a little bit tricky. So for the always fund, these are things that are going to come up regardless. So that's an easy way for me to separate that. Things that I'm going to need regardless is to pay the water bill, things for the pet, subscriptions I don't really need. I can take that one off. Subscriptions I don't really need. I'd look at subscriptions because I probably want to keep my BJ's Club card because that helps me to pay for. Nope, subscriptions will already be paid for. So depending on when the emergency happens, we're going to say no subscriptions. Health, I would have to use my flex plan only, so I'd probably get rid of health. So the only things I'm going to put for the always fund as of right now, it's going to be the water bill and the pet. So right now we are putting $10 every pay period in each of those. So that would mean at $20 per month. Pet, $20 per month. Total is $40 per month. So let's add that $40. The water bill actually might go up. So let's say 25. Like I said, utilities would go up. So let's say, actually, let's just bump that up to 30. Just, it's not due until every 3 months. So 25 is good. 25 is good. So let's make this 45 per month. Okay, and then sinking funds and savings challenges would totally be put on hold. Actually, I would probably pull the money from there. So as of right now, I have $3,000 in the sinking funds for the different expenses that I have. Let me show you that, actually. I'll just show you. So if you haven't seen my videos before, sinking funds and savings challenges I use for things that come up throughout the year. So like water bill, pet subscriptions, health, home maintenance, clothes for my daughter, vacation, passports. So these are just goals. Christmas, I wouldn't be contributing to anything that's in purple if there's an emergency. Nothing at all. So, and I would probably honestly pull the money that I have from there. So right now in sinking funds and savings challenges, besides water and pet, I would pull that $3,000 and use that for emergencies. So that's another good reason to have sinking funds. So I probably live off of those first, that $3,000, And then, let's see, how long would that even last us? That would probably only last us a month. That will last us a month. So that's good. So for month one, let's see, if we're working on a 3-month plan, month one, and this is just my brain talking to itself. Month one, we would live off of sinking funds. For month two, we would live off the existing emergency fund because we have $3,000 in there. And then month three, we would be SOL. So for month three, we definitely have to work on more money. So we have to work on saving that $2,000. So hopefully by the end of this year, we will have enough for that. So it's good to lay out this plan for yourself. This is semi-annual. To see where you are with it. I am lucky enough to have started this sinking fund last year. Sinking fund and savings challenges, I think April I started. So I'm lucky to have saved the $3,000 for that, because we would definitely have to live off of those sinking funds and then the existing emergency fund. And then month three, hopefully as of right now, I don't need these things. I won't need these for more than 3 months because I'm not at it. So I'm glad that I did sit down and do this. I am also glad that I am close to that I already have a plan to save this $5,000 by the end of the year. Basically, it's only $2,000 more than I have now. Let me show you that plan as well. So that plan is coming from the emergency fund I'm contributing to, not that quarter, in the last quarter. So $500. Emergency fund I contribute to every pay period, $100 every pay period. I don't want to show you all of that because I don't want to focus on that yet. I contribute $100 every pay period. So that's how I'm going to get closer to it. And then at the end of the year, I'm going to add a lump sum of $500 to the emergency fund. So I've already mapped out, you know, how much that will be. So let me show you how I did that. So for my current emergency fund plan, show you how I figured that out. So I have $3,000 in there now. And then I contribute $100 every pay period. There's 26 pay periods in a year for me. That's going to be $2,600. And then, actually, I'm going over an extra $500 at the end of the year I'm going to contribute. So $3,000 plus $2,600 throughout the year, and then $500 at the end of the year. Actually, we're going to be adding $6,100 if everything goes as planned. If everything goes as planned, by the end of 2024, we should have $6,100. We'll see. We will see. And then, of course, hopefully my YouTube income would go up because I would be able to film more and spend more time with you guys, have more time to create and share all the things that I've been wanting to share with you and I don't have time to. So hopefully that would be something that I could also use. You know, and then I'd work on my Etsy to add things to that. I would definitely be trying to be more creative if an emergency comes up, you know, to get some extra side income in there. But that's it for me today. That's my plan. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any tips for how I could, you know, contribute to this, or what you have. Tell me what you have in your emergency fund now. I think everybody should have at least $1,000. That's a Dave Ramsey suggestion. You should have at least $1,000 in your emergency fund. So if you don't have anything in your emergency fund right now, I personally would suggest getting rid of entertainment and dining out. So whatever your budget is for entertainment and dining out, that needs to go to your emergency fund, at least until you have your $1,000. That's really hard. I know I say that when I spend dining out all the time, but if I had to, I know I could control it. Absolutely. Absolutely know how to live on little to nothing. Sadly, but reassuringly, I have lived off of little to nothing before and I know how to do it. So, but that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Always remember, it is about progression and not about perfection. Thanks for watching. Happy saving, everybody. Bye.